All right, thanks everybody for being here tonight. We'll get started on the pre-meeting for our 6 o'clock meeting. We did have an addition. The mayor has a proclamation to give at the beginning. Then we'll move into approval of minutes. There were no changes. Any questions? Public hearings. Ordinance 234548, rezoning request 141223 for property located at 4200 Central Avenue Southwest from an R5 single-family patio home to an R6 single-family semi-attached residential district. Public hearing is set February 6, 2023.
No changes.
Any questions? Ordinance 234549, approved rezoning request 141323 for a tract of land from M1 Light Industry to B5 Central Business District located at portions of 400 and 500 Bank Street. Public hearing was set February 6, 2023.
No changes.
Any questions? Resolution 23015, approve abatement of unsafe conditions at 322 11th Avenue Northwest. Public hearing was set February 6, 2023.
We'll defer to y'all to decide what you want to.
We're good to go.
Sir?
We're good to go.
Well, they have, the contractor has, Johnson Bates and Leg has furnished us with an application for a demo permit. So rather than just pull it off the agenda, if y'all want to kick the can down the road for till next month or the next month, I have every confidence they'll do it, but I just hate to undo it until it's gone and have to start over.
As far as the family goes with David there, I mean, I've discussed it with them and they are good to go. I mean, so if there's some other complication, but
You mean
we,
good to go demo it?
yeah, demo it. They're ready to go because we had discussed it before because we had someone who wanted to purchase it from them, and that didn't materialize. And so at this particular point, when I spoke with Mr. Matthews, he just said that family members who aren't necessarily here in Decatur were basically handling that, so he's good with whatever we do.
All right, any other questions?
But if you have something different, please let me know, because
I'm assuming that it will be demolished by their forces, and they're the people that they've hired that have the permit are legitimate and have credibility with us. I'm confident it'll happen. If y'all want to put it off, we won't have to have the public hearing.
So they gave you a contract that the family had hired JBL. Okay.
We don't have the contract, but I have JBL's
Okay.
permit application, which is, we signed off on it, it's acceptable, so I'm thinking if you put it off for 30 days, it'll be a non-issue.
Okay.
so, but bottom line is they've already moved on it. They've already moved on. Okay, good deal. Okay.
All right. Should we remove that item then,
Well, I hate to remove it.
or just table it?
Yeah.
All right. Resolution 23046, and all three of these, David. Resolution 23047 and 23048. No changes. Any questions? Already been done. We're just allocating.
Yes.
All right, resolution 23049, declare items no longer needed by the City of Decatur Information Services Department as surplus, and authorize disposal. All right, any questions? So there were no additions. All right, resolution 23050, award bid number 23010 to Champion Auto Sewer Bore to Farmers Utility Contractors.
No changes.
All right, any questions?
Well, yes, that's being negotiated.
So we might need to table that.
Yes, sir.
All right, resolution 23051, approved fee right agreement for Pool Valley Road realignment.
No changes.
Any questions? Resolution 23052, approved CDG proposal for outfall reconnaissance and mapping for NPDES Phase 2.
No changes.
Any questions? Resolution 23053, approve 1690 Beltline Road Southwest vacation reapproval.
There's no change to that item.
Any questions? Resolution 23054, approve DDRA Johnston Alley Improvements Project Agreement.
No change to that either.
All right, any questions? Resolution 23055, authorize the mayor to execute Goodwin Mills Kaywood LLC contract regarding proposed recreation center at Wilson Morgan.
No change.
Any questions? Resolution 23056, authorize the mayor to execute Frameworks Architecture Agreement regarding professional services for proposed sports complex near Austin High School.
No change.
Any questions? Resolution 22057, authorize the mayor to execute Hugh Wright McAnally, Inc. Design Services Agreement for sports complex near Austin High School.
No change.
All right, any questions? Resolution 23058, approved designation for voting delegates and alternates for ALN business session. Any questions? Resolution 23059, authorized grant application for historic structures report on the old State Bank. And
That is the grant. That's the one that we talked about last week. We will move forward with this application, but in the coming weeks, we will start the process of getting RFPs for this project, and then we'll bring that back to you at that point. But we're pretty confident that we will receive this grant, so we'll move forward with getting RFPs and going through the process that we'll have to do to meet that with the state, and then we'll bring that agreement back to you at that point.
Okay, any questions? All right, ordinances, ordinance 234550A, change effective date of section 14103 and section 104 amendment.
That just, only change to the ordinance is that we're extending the effective date in order to give the Alabama Department of Revenue adequate notice. We have to give them a certain amount of notice, and this will allow us to do that.
It's June 1st,
June the 1st, yes.
and we wouldn't need to, that's actually an
You can,
introduction.
yeah, you have the option of either double voting it or just introduce it and vote on it the 20th.
Okay. All right, then, board appointments, we have, 6, folks for Historic Preservation Commission, and then we have 5 for the Architectural Review Committee, and we did remove, I think, Alan, who we told us to last week.
Yeah, we moved the one that's already present.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on that? All right, we'll get started at 6.
What is that?
All right, call the meeting to order. Pastor Eric Albright with Southside Baptist Church will lead us in our invocation and pledge.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, Councilman, for having me here this evening. Let's pray together. Father, I thank you for the opportunity to be here among those that are gathered this evening. We do recognize that you have you've given our city leaders a great responsibility, and that their decisions will impact those that they lead and they serve. So I do pray for your guidance, that you would give our leaders wisdom in every decision that they make, give them discernment to do what is right. And I pray that you would give them the capacity to lead well, to lead with integrity, to lead effectively, and to lead in a way that benefits the people of this city. We do thank you for your many blessings, how you provide for us, you sustain us in all ways. We continue to ask for your blessings on our city and our people, and we do give you thanks for all things, most importantly for Jesus and for the salvation that we can enjoy in him because of his life, his death, and his resurrection. And we do pray all these things in his name. Amen. All right, if you'll join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Eric. Roll call. Here.
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 Here. All right, we will start the meeting with a proclamation from the mayor.
Dr. Keith, you can join me. This is Dr. Jeanette Keith, and she helped in preparing this proclamation. It's from the city of Decatur. Proclamation: whereas colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States among men and women combined, and whereas colorectal cancer is one of the few cancers that can be prevented with timely screening, but 1 in 3 eligible Americans are not up to date on the screening. And whereas colorectal cancer is estimated to be the #1 cancer killer for those ages 20 to 49 by 2030. And whereas Black Americans are 20% more likely to be diagnosed with colorectal cancer and about 40% more likely to die from the disease than other groups. And whereas colorectal cancer is expected to account for 11% of cancer deaths among Hispanic men and 9% of cancer deaths for Hispanic women. And whereas screening colonoscopy rates have still not returned to pre-COVID-19 levels. And whereas the national goal established by the National Colorectal Cancer Roundtable is to strive to increase timely colorectal cancer screening rates to 80% in every community for all Americans eligible for screening. And whereas observing Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month during the month of March provides a special opportunity to increase awareness and offer education on the importance of early detection and screening of colorectal cancer. Now, therefore, I, Tab Bowling, as mayor of the city of Decatur, along with city council, do hereby proclaim March 2023 is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Decatur. That was a tongue twister, Dr.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes,
I
thank you.
appreciate it.
Any comment?
I just want to thank everyone for allowing this opportunity to take place and increasing the awareness amongst our community. This is something that we can prevent. Our goal is to eventually create a patient education center at the Decatur Morgan Hospital Foundation known as Life's Oasis. Please join us Friday night on Facebook Live at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll have a benefit concert featuring an evening with Al Keith. It's free. Log in. We will, of course, be encouraging donations, but we'd love to have you log in with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
we'll move into our agenda. Approval of minutes. Everybody okay taking these together?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Pepper.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? This is for A, B, and C. Roll call. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Minutes are approved 5-0. Move into public hearings. Ordinance 23-4548, approved rezoning request 141223 for property located at 4200 Central Avenue Southwest from an R5 single-family patio home to an R6 single-family semi-attached residential district. Public hearing was set February 6, 2023.
Yes, Lee Terry with the Planning Department. This is a property that was previously platted as patio homes. The shifting market has made them reevaluate this project, and they are requesting to now look at townhomes for the southern portion of this project. This was recommended for approval by the Planning Commission.
All right, this is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing now. If there's anyone here to speak on this item. All right, seeing no one here to speak, we'll consider the public hearing closed.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Ordinance 23-4548 is approved 5-0. Ordinance 23-4549, approved rezoning request 141323 for a tract of land from M1 Light Industry to B5 Central Business District located at portions of 400 and 500 Bank Street. Public hearing was set February 6, 2023.
Yes, this is several properties scattered across both the 400 and the 500 blocks of Bank Street there on either side of Cherry Street. A single owner has acquired several of the properties, and this is an effort to give them all the common B5 zoning. And this was also recommended for approval by the Planning Commission.
All right, this is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing now if there's anyone here to speak on this item. All right, seeing no one here to speak, we'll consider the public hearing closed.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Ordinance 23-4549 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23015, approve abatement of unsafe conditions at 322 11th Avenue Northwest. Public hearing was set February 6, 2023.
David Lee with Community Development, and we would ask that y'all table that tonight, given the fact that we have an acceptable permit application from a contractor for the demolition.
All right, let me open the public hearing first because it's still, we'll open the public hearing now. If there's anyone here to speak on this item, you can speak now. All right, seeing no one here to speak.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters to table this item and a second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion on tabling this item? Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right, resolution 23015 has been tabled with a vote of 5-0. Resolutions, resolution 23046, assess cost of abatement of unsafe conditions at 406 Fifth Avenue Northwest.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Resolution 23046 approved 5-0. Resolution 23047, assess cost of abatement of unsafe conditions at 504 Finley Drive Northwest.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Resolution 23047 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23048, assess cost of abatement of unsafe conditions at 507 13th Avenue Northwest.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Resolution 23048 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23049, declare items no longer needed by the city of Decatur Information Services Department is surplus and authorized disposal.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Brad Phillips, Director of Information Systems. We're just asking you to approve this list and approve this resolution so we can dispose of these items.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23049 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23050, award bid number 23010 to Champion Auto, for Champion Auto Sewer Bore to Armors Utility Contractors.
Make a motion to table.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Pike.
Second.
To table, a second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? And that's negotiating on the cost. Okay. All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23050 is tabled with a vote of 5-0. Resolution 23051, approved Q-Right agreement for Pool Valley Road realignment.
Mayor, Council, Carl Pruitt, City Engineer. This is from the railroad tracks back to the east to 31, where Pool Valley makes that sharp curve and a bad intersection with 31. This is to design the road to straighten it out and give it a better intersection with Highway 31.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23051 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23052, approve CDG proposal for outfall reconnaissance and mapping for NPDES Phase 2.
Yeah, this is one of our ADEM requirements for our Phase 2 compliances, and CDG has helped us the last several years in doing some of this work, and so I would recommend
So moved.
continuing it.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23052 is approved 5-0. Resolution 23053, approved 1690 Beltline Road Southwest vacation reapproval.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Herman.
That works well for me.
We did have Ms. Smith signed in for public comment on this item.
Hi, Karen Smith, Marmac Commercial Real Estate, here for the applicant. We wanted to thank everyone involved with this, particularly the city clerk, Ms. Simon, Mr. Marks, and the city attorney's office for their help and guidance and figuring out how best to handle this situation, and ask for your approval for this item.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Karen. We're used to seeing you at that podium.
Excuse me?
You've been there before.
Maybe once, twice.
All right, we do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23053 is approved 5-0.
Thank you all very much.
Yes, ma'am. Resolution 23054, approved DDRA Johnston Alley Improvements Project Agreement.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Herman, anything to add there?
No, it's no change from what y'all saw last week.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
No.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23054 is approved 4-1. Resolution 23055, authorize the mayor to execute Goodwin Mills Kaywood LLC contract regarding proposed recreation center at Wilson Morgan.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Jason?
This is the contract for the design through construction phase of the new rec center at Wilson Morgan Park. And the contract pages 25 and 26 offer a conceptual as well as a preliminary breakdown of the facility. This is to allow us to begin design phase of this project.
So
Any other discussion?
So I'm just going to step in and say that this project is going to be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the District 4 community. This rec center is going to do a lot for for this side of town. I'm very excited for it to come to District 4, and I appreciate all the work that everybody in the city has done to get this moving along. Thank you, Jason, for all that you've done, and the rest of the city as well. I know that there's been some question about the budgeting of the property. I know that it came in over budget. What is it, $55 million? Is that what the total is? Is that what we're looking at right now? And so I know we're gonna have to go. Try to find some of that funding. But this is needed in my community, and I'm looking forward to this project being completed.
All right, any other discussion? One thing I would point out, I don't know that the budget has changed. I think the scope has changed.
Okay, sorry. That's
No, I mean, I think that has been questioned a lot, and if the scope was just to put a rec center in an aging park, then it would be less than that. But the scope needs to include improving the park as a whole. So I think that's an important distinction. It's not just cost or up, it's that the scope of the project has changed a little bit.
It's gonna better overall.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to note that the rec center is about as near to the center of the city as it can possibly be, so it can serve the whole city. That's something that was worked on as well.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call? Aye.
Aye. No.
Aye. Aye.
Resolution 23055 is approved 4-1. Next is Resolution 23056, authorize the mayor to execute frameworks architecture agreement regarding professional services for proposed sports complex near Austin High School.
Yes, this contract is for the Frameworks Architecture, for them to provide architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, engineering for all building structures associated with the sports complex.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper.
Second.
Second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call? Aye.
Aye.
No.
Aye. Aye.
Resolution 23056 is approved 4-1. Next is Resolution 22057, authorize the mayor to execute Pewright McAnally Inc. Design Services Agreement for Sports Complex near Austin High School.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pike. Anything to add?
This contract will allow us to start design as it lays out in the contract and the things that they're responsible for.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call? Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
No.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 22057 is approved 4-1. Resolution 23058, approved designation for voting delegate and alternates for ALM business session.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call?
Wagner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23058 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 23059, authorized grant application for historic structures report on the old bank, which is true, but I will say Old State Bank.
Alan Stover with the Community Development Department. This, as we discussed last at the work session, there is a need for a structural report of the Old State Bank, and we're just requesting that you approve this grant application. Caroline has, as she always does, has done a great job of working with the state, and we think we found some money to at least help offset some of this cost. So we're just asking that y'all allow us to make this application. And in a couple of weeks, we'll come back with a resolution for a selection of an architect to do this work.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pepper. Any discussion? And just to, you mentioned this last week, but there are some cracks and things, so we got to get the structures report before we can go.
Yeah. The things that we do know is there's cracks in the walls, and those cracks are getting larger. We don't know exactly where it's coming from, but we do feel like that it's probably those stairs to the second floor. So we've already closed off access to the second floor until we can be sure that that's where it's coming from.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Wagner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution 23059 is approved 5-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Ordinance number 23455 50A, change effective date of section 14103 and section 104 amendment.
So moved.
Well,
I'll make a motion for immediate consideration.
second.
Oh, I thought this is, it's not listed as a first, I'm sorry, that's my fault, never mind.
We do have a motion by Mr. Pike for immediate consideration and a second by Mr. McMasters. I believe this just changes the effective date to June 1st on the lodging tax
That's
increase.
the only change to the ordinance.
Okay. All right, any discussion, and our first vote is for immediate consideration. All right, roll call. Aye.
Aye. Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
All right, immediate consideration is approved 5-0.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Ordinance 23-4550A is approved 5-0. Next, we have boards and committees. Appoint Michelle Washington to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Jackson,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Michelle Washington's approved 5-0. Appoint Trudy Grisham to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Trudy Grisham's approved 5-0. Appoint Caroline Duncan to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Caroline Duncan is approved 5-0. Appoint Angie Whittington to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Angie Whittington's approved 5-0. Appoint Phil Wyrie to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Phil Wyrie is approved 5-0. Appoint John Allison to the Historic Preservation Commission with term expiring March 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
John Allison is approved 5-0. Appoint Ellis Chenault to the Architectural Review Committee with term expiring March 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pepper,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Ellis Chenault's approved 5-0. Appoint Lynn Schubert to the Architectural Review Committee with term expiring March 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Lynn Schubert's approved 5-0. Appoint Bill Stone to the Architectural Review Committee with term expiring March 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Bill Stone's approved 5-0. Appoint Jacob Woods to the Architectural Review Committee with term expiring March 19th, 2026.
So
Aye.
moved.
I mean,
Motion
sorry.
by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Jacob Woods is approved 5-0. Appoint Bonnie Crow to the Architectural Review Committee with term expiring March 19th,
So moved.
2026. Motion by Mr. Pike,
Second.
second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lightner.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
All right, Bonnie Crow is approved 5-0. The next council work session will be held on March 13th, 2023 at 5 p.m. The next regular council meeting will be held on March 20th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Directors, managers, anything from you guys? Mayor?
Yes, I think you got to go all the way back to the 60s, probably the mid-60s, late 60s, with Mayor Blackburn, Gilmer Blackburn, and the vision that he had, and city leaders to construct all the, most of the rec centers that are in our city right now, and this building here. That was the biggest time for building in our city until tonight. And tonight, this council and their decisions changed that in a big way. Appreciate Parks and Recreation, Finance, everyone that has been involved in this process. Goodwin Mills, Kaywood, Frameworks, Blake McAnally. I'm gonna leave someone out, but it truly takes a team. And then to figure out how to pay for something like this, and to know that really it's with the way that it came together on the lodgings taxes, that it's essentially going to be almost no charge to the taxpayers of our city. And y'all are to be commended for that as well, so thank you.
Yeah, and Mayor Blackburn also built Point Mallard.
Yes, sir, thank you.
So, all right, thanks, Mayor. Anything else?
No, sir.
Anything else from council? All right, we'll stand adjourned. Thanks.